Ladies and gentlemen, I ran into an absolute asshole. You think I might be rude and mean and block people? The reason I block Chromium is because he's saying that I'm ghosting him. When I literally said in a public server, and then something that he had access to, that I'm gonna go watch a movie. And he says he has all notifications enabled, so we got a notification for it. So today, you guys might know King Dab on him all. I played Fortnite with him a couple weeks back. Kind of been in Discord with him now and then because he builds PCs for a living, right? He has a 9900K and a 1070, and he's over here recommending me getting a 1080 Ti with a 650 watt power supply. I have my computer right here. A 1080 Ti with a 650 watt power supply, or a 1070. 1070 would be fine, but and then he says it doesn't sound like a sound build when I say I'm gonna get a 3070 instead of the 1070 Ti or the 1080 Ti or whatever. He says you have AMD running Nvidia graphics. Either way, I'd have AMD running Nvidia graphics. Never once did he recommend me an AMD card. Never once. It was always either old shitty Nvidia stuff. Never once recommended me a 2000 or 3000 series card. You're wasting your money, a lot of money, on shoddy parts. It's from Nvidia as the seller. Or not Nvidia as a seller, it's from Best Buy, but it's an Nvidia card that Nvidia manufactures. The RTX 3070 FE is not a shoddy part. It completely avoided the whole fiasco with what is it called? The transistors. Because I don't even think it was released yet. But so he said, right, like here, look, I'll even record my screen. That's the wrong thing. Jesus Christ. Sorry, first time C920 in this OBS. But let me go ahead and cut everything off right here. Off. So he says, right, so like I said, a 1070 or a 1080 Ti. He's literally recommending me Nvidia parts right here. Or my boy's dad's GPU, which is my friend, because my friend's dad has a 1080 Ti, which he's looking to upgrade. Not the stupid dongle shit, because it has a dongle on it. Guaranteed it will work. On a 650 watt power supply? Okay. It might. Working on the PC right now, cable management, because I was working on cable management. I just fixed it up. Without the GPU, I assume I'm only doing aesthetics. Yeah, duh. And he said, nice. I already have GPU cables routed through the PSU shroud. Nice. That's some work usually to make it nice. Nice. I feel like your power supply should be fine. He supposedly builds PCs for a living. Requires you to have 600 to 650 watts. Okay, so it should be fine. So he's right there. He might be right there. But like, why would he recommend me to go with something that's going on 4 years old right now? I was talking about RGB stuff with the CPU fan cooler, USB to USB on the motherboard. Yeah, that's what I'm using. Your mom wants you to get what I want straight up because she says that. That won't make sense with your current build. Honestly, what you want doesn't make too much sense to me. A 3070 and a 3700X, that makes more sense than what Bit would put together, who probably knows more about computers than this guy because he's been building computers since like this guy was born. But like, he put a 3600 in a 3070. Anything, a 3600 and a 3060 Ti sounds good. You're wasting a lot of money on shoddy parts. Doesn't make sense for a sound build. You have AMD running Nvidia graphics. And literally up here, he said a 1070 or a 1080 Ti. And he blocked me. Because I said, well, you haven't been following the trends. And I said, gotta go eat dinner because I went to eat dinner. The trends are that Intel is worse than AMD right now. Straight up, Intel's worse than AMD right now. And yeah, he says the trends, this guy laughing my fucking ass off. Alright, man, maybe you're too young to understand. If I'm too young to understand, why are you getting mad at me and block me? You don't think you'll be able to help you anymore out of sheer principle. Good luck, bud. And I said, alright, I'm back from dinner. 5 minutes later, The message didn't go through. I had him added, because in order to get a DM with someone, when we played Fortnite together, I had to add him in order to, like, add him as a friend on Discord in order to send him a friend request, right? Or to get a direct message with him, right? Yeah. He's not in any of my servers. I never invited him to a server. Like, I'll show all the history. Never invited him to a server. Out of everything right here. So, that's that. And, it's like, one, if I'm too young, maybe I need even more help, right? So, like, why block me? And if I say hi, it doesn't go through. Your message cannot be delivered. This is usually because you don't share a server with the recipient, which I don't. Or the recipient is only accepting direct messages from friends. Which I did have him added as a friend. I did have him added as a friend. Or else I wouldn't have been able to add him to a DM in the first place. So if I click here, why isn't my DM going through? You don't share a server with this recipient, which I don't. You have disabled direct messages on your shared server, which we don't even share a server. Not completed. Server. He's only accepting direct messages from friends, which is what I had him added as a friend. So maybe he just removed me. Maybe he didn't block me. But you were blocked by the recipient. I've already gone through. Here. Can I see his tag, please, maybe? Send friend request. Whom didn't work. Double check the capitalization, spelling, and any spaces and numbers are correct. Interesting. I can't even send him a friend request. He straight up blocked me. After he recommended me get a 1080 Ti or a 1070. And said, that a 3070 wouldn't make a sound build for a 3700X because you're using Nvidia and AMD parts. It's like, never once have you recommended me an AMD GPU with an AMD CPU. You've only recommended me Nvidia parts. Like, what a scumbag this guy is. Imagine I actually listened to him because he supposedly builds computers for a living. Imagine I actually listened to him. I probably would have been worse off there. If I'm being honest. Like, honestly, he probably did something, like, bad to my Windows. Because he optimized my Windows, he probably did something bad to it. So, I don't know. Windows is still working as of right now. But he straight up blocked me. Like, you have an AMD CPU and an Nvidia GPU. That's what everyone wants nowadays. Because AMD is just beating Intel into the dirt. And I told him that I'm going to be doing school video rendering, like professional level almost video rendering on this for school. Because of, like, we have to do like 30-second commercials where I have like 20 different layers. And it took 4 hours for that 30-second commercial to render on my current computer. So I said the reason I got AMD is because they beat Intel and multi-threaded. And oh my god. Never once has he recommended me an AMD thing when AMD's better. Gen 4 support currently. Everything. AMD's straight up better. And he's just mad because, one, my CPU is a year newer than his. And two, my graphics card's going to be 2 generations newer than his because he has a 1070. So, if you're watching this, man, I'm not dumb. I know what I'm talking about. I've built computers before, taken computers apart before. I've been to Micro Center. I benchmarked the 3700X against the i7-9700F, 9700K overclocked to 5 GHz, and the 10700KF at 5.1 GHz on 3 different machines in Micro Center. And the Ryzen 7 3700X beat the 10700K, not by much. The 10700KF at 5.1 GHz, not by much, but like 200 points in one of the benchmarks. And where it had like 10,000 points already. So not much, but like enough. And you can probably imagine that with the older ones that clocked lower, it beat them even more, which it did. In gaming and single-threaded, I use multi-threaded rendering anyways, so the CPU doesn't really matter. A 1070 does not have the new NVENC because he knows I want to stream on this PC. Never once recommended me use X264. 2, it doesn't have the new NVENC. And, it's like, no. Like, yeah, my CPU's beefy enough, but NVENC looks better in most cases than X264. Like, I'm just confused why he's mad. I thought he would be happy for an aspiring young PC builder. Like, let's try and call him. You need to be friends. Send friend request. Friend request failed. Yep, he blocked me. You can dab on them all. You're a fucking idiot, my guy. You're stupid as a sack of rocks. So, that's all I had to say for today. Whatever people tell you online, make sure to do your research and double check. Whatever I tell you, make sure to do your research and double check. Because I might say something wrong by accident. This is a prime example of someone jealous. And I blocked I'm not jealous that Chromium has a better PC than me. I couldn't care less. But, like, you know, if I cared that Chromium had a better PC than me, if I was jealous, I would have blocked him, or I would have stopped being friends with him. I'm not friends with him right now, or at least I don't think I am, because he accused me of ghosting him when I literally said that I'm gonna go watch a movie, right? The Chromium issues, I don't care. I don't care, honestly. XXHeo has a 2080, I think. I don't care. I couldn't care less. It's like, this dude, though, 9900K and a 1070, and he blocks me because I get a 3700X and a 3070. When he's literally recommending me Nvidia parts to begin with. And then says, it doesn't sound like a sound build. Because Nvidia and AMD, yeah, whatever, doesn't sound good. It's like, then why the fuck were you recommending me a 1080 Ti earlier? Something that's still like $900. And he like, literally last night, he recommended me to go buy a $895 1080 Ti on eBay. And it's like, you're high. Like, I've always been kind of skeptical. He's a fanboy is what he is. He's an Intel fanboy. And like Kyle said, or Bitwit, I'm not on a first name basis with him. Like Bitwit said in one of his videos a couple months ago, that if you're a fanboy, you're a fucking idiot. Or maybe it was Linus. It was someone in the tech community. It's like, I never thought that Intel and AMD would turn into Xbox and PlayStation, but here we are. At least for me. And I lost someone who I thought was going to be a friend of mine for a bit. Like, we live in the same state. He lives in Michigan. I know his address, practically. I don't know. This guy's just an idiot, so everything anyone says online, take with a grain of salt. Because this guy really tried scamming me. Really hard. But, yeah. Without further ado, guys. If you guys think that this guy is an idiot, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If I can, I'll try and maybe... What if I block him? I'll also remove them from my friends list. Unblock. Hi. What if I say hi? Nope, still. I'm just gonna block him. I don't even wanna... He might have me muted too, but, it's whatever. I don't really care. I don't really care. But, yeah. If you guys think this guy's an idiot and that he's wrong, like, subscribe to the channel, because it really does help the videos do better. Share it, because there kind of is a life lesson here. I kind of avoided getting scammed, but there really kind of is a life lesson here. Take everything anyone says with a grain of salt. Whether it's online or sometimes even in real life. Because let's say I met this dude in real life. He'd be telling it to me in real life, too. Alright? So, take anything anyone says with a grain of salt. Online or in real life. And my keyboard has a scratch in it because of my computer case. Oh well, it's whatever though. So, yeah. Without further ado, guys, I'm out. Peace.